All right. Welcome to another marketing strategy session. I am your host, Mr. Marketology. And today I have Chad Rubin from Profasee on with me. And we're going to talk about Amazon in a way that you probably haven't talked about Amazon before. We've all talked about buying. We've all talked about shipping, but we have not talked about pricing. And actually, there is a way to leverage your Amazon business in a way that you can predict some of your outcomes. So some of your prices. So Chad, thanks for coming on the show with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be here and drop some knowledge.
Great. Now you are a man of many hats. You're a father, you're an author, you're a business owner, you're a marketer, you're an AI, I guess you would say expert in a sense.
I'm an enthusiast. Yeah, for sure.
Enthusiast. So let's dive into Amazon and the new things that's to come with doing business in that Amazon realm. I know a lot of people are interested in that. A lot of people have been chasing Amazon for over 10 years now, trying to figure out how to either be like them, leverage them, and so forth. But you have a real interesting approach to Amazon, and you now can have a better pricing model when working with Amazon. And that's very interesting. Let's dive into that.
Let's do it. Yeah. So like, here's how I'm going to share with the audience is that in the early 2000s, AI bots and trading on Wall Street consumed about 10% of all trading volume. Fast track 20 years later, 73% of all the volume done on Wall Street is using bots and algorithms. Now, where are we in the life cycle on Amazon right now is I think we're at the very early stage, right? Okay. If you look at Amazon and selling on Amazon, it's a commodity-driven, fast-paced marketplace, just like Wall Street, where you're buying low and you're selling high, hopefully, right? And so we've built a model, and I can share with you the ins and outs of it, but we built an AI model before ChatGPT made AI mainstream that would essentially chew on all these different signals with the intention of maximizing profit by changing pricing on Amazon, so maximizing profit to maximize profit without sacrificing your rank on Amazon specifically. Okay. So yeah, so I've been building this for about 1 year and 4 months now. We've got a nice roster of customers. We're showing a 10 to 15% lift in profit. And really, there's no human involvement at all. It's you give us your min price, your max price, you give us your landed cost, and we do the rest to make sure you're having more money in your pocket at the end of the day on Amazon.
Wow. Now that's interesting. And so basically these the AI understands the algorithm a little bit better because you're dealing with mathematics, formulas, so forth and so on. How is that affecting, I guess you would say, these product managers and account managers and so forth that are used to the old school way of going in every day and looking at things and adjusting things? You know, how is that, you know, I guess assistance helping or hindering, you know, because everybody's scared of their jobs. You know that. Everybody's like, they're going to take our jobs if we let AI take over.
Yeah, so a few things. One is account managers and brand category managers on Amazon aren't changing price that often, surprisingly. Okay. In fact, we found that pricing has changed sometimes once a month, if we're lucky. And so a lot more time is being spent on what you're spending on Amazon because that's how people have been trained and perhaps even indoctrinated around. That's how you make money on Amazon. And that's just, so we have a very different approach to pricing and ad spend. Now, I just recently, I'm in an entrepreneur group and somebody was talking about replacing their team. And I put out a survey in the group and I said, who here is looking to use AI to increase output 10x with their team? And who here is looking to use AI to replace their team? And really the amplification around AI to amplify and have people do higher impact activities at the company won the survey. Like I would say it was like 90% of the people are looking to deploy AI to actually run their business more efficiently and taking their high value employees and making them work on higher impact activities.
Okay, and that makes sense. I mean, really, you know, AI will help you with a lot of the busy work, and it'll help you with a lot of the brainstorming, pulling in data from different places that would take you hours to do. Now you can do in minutes. So, it really does assist and enhance what you're already doing, but the human element, what good looks like. Some things that I guess you would say a computer or bot may not have the ability to do at this moment. It's sort of like I know when I talk to people that are writers, AI can write you content all day, but over time you can start to look at it and you can tell it's coming from AI. It lacks that, I guess you would say, emotional state.
I say it's soul. It lacks some soul.
Yes, that's the word. Yes. And I would say the same when it comes to this. How much of pricing when it comes to Amazon or even marketing on Amazon has some elements that deal with human emotions, behavior, things of that nature that AI might not be considering.
Yeah, so fortunately specifically for pricing, it's all about data. It's art and science. But for example, there's the psychology of pricing, but psychology of pricing will be picked up in conversion rate, which is a data point that's consumed in the model. Whereas like if you're writing using ChatGPT and building out a post on LinkedIn or writing a blog post, you'll see it's just a very transactional type of conversation.
Okay.
And so the other thing I just want to point out on that topic is that even on ChatGPT, you can actually suss out some really great stuff out of, but it's all about the inputs. Whatever you put in is like working out. Whatever you put in is what you get out of it, right?
Okay.
So if you have a hard run or a hard workout where you're going to burn more calories, same thing for ChatGPT, and specifically for the model that we built, we are putting so much into it and so many data points into it so we can actually maximize the outcome for clients, which is profitability. So these are good questions, but these are ones that we're definitely solving for it.
Okay. Now, what are some of the, I guess you would say, some of the challenges? We want to talk about the challenges, and then we want to talk about how you benefit those challenges and have shown results.
Yeah, so challenges like from like clients, well, I mean, firstly, e-commerce, every line item on the P&L is under attack right now, right? There's rising costs, there's rising cost of acquisition, there's rising salaries. Everything is rising. Raw material costs are rising. Freight has been rising for a long time. So those are problems that our customers are experiencing. And so there's been a shift in e-commerce world from grow at all costs to grow profitably at the lowest cost. And we are at the intersection of that because not only AI, but specifically that our platform is built, the word Profasee, I thought about it intentionally around profit, right? Profit you could see. And so we're at the intersection of AI and maximizing profits, which is the focus for every single seller right now that we talk to.
Okay. Now tell me this, what would be the ideal customer? I know when it comes to, some businesses, they feel like everybody's their ideal customer, which we will, at least myself, I would say that you have your ideal customer. And what would be your ideal customer to work with?
Yeah, so we're right now working, we're also, by the way, still early, right? Our model has been built over the past, over maybe say 16 months. We have a long way to go and a long journey. And our clients right now that we're focused on is about $500,000 in revenue on Amazon. All the way up to about, I want to say, well, I mean, with no cap really, but we're focusing on brands. And I think that's a very big delineation that I want to share with you. So when I say an Amazon brand, it's somebody that's selling direct to consumer where they own the buy box. They don't compete for the buy box. So for example, if I'm selling this lighter on Amazon, I might be selling this lighter and competing with other people selling the same lighter. But if I'm the brand owner, I'm the only one that actually has the trademarks and intellectual property to sell this lighter. And those are the brands that we're working with. So we don't compete for the buy box. We compete and live and die by the search engine ranking page on Amazon. When you put in a keyword, say lighter, right? We're working with those mature brands who don't know if they're actually leaving, if there's value leakage and they're leaving money on the table. That's the brand that we're focusing on.
Okay. Now that's a real good approach right there. And you said it, you're competing for the keywords, on the search. Does AI now play in that space on Amazon? I know we, in SEO, we talk a lot about it playing in the space of Google and Bing, and will Google accept it? And some say they will, some say they won't. But what about with Amazon? Does it have play a factor in the search results?
Yeah,
Or
there's ranking
optimize
on
it?
Amazon. Yep, there's ranking on Amazon specifically. And one of our mandates internally and mantras is we maximize profit without sacrificing your ranking position on Amazon. So we won't sacrifice rank in order to get you better profitability.
Okay. Now that's an interesting thing. How do you actually sacrifice your rank when it comes to your pricing? Is it some sort of like black hat things?
Yeah, no, Amazon has on every listing, believe it or not, on every product detail page, there's something called a BSR. You can just Control F and find that on the detail. And so BSR is your bestseller rank on Amazon, and everyone has it. It's a proxy. And so what happens is you want to index that and make sure that you're not actually losing that ranking position that you have. So we've also pulled in your competitors' BSR, right? And we actually have our own ratios that we've developed internally where we're essentially comping and comparing your BSR relative to your competitors to make sure that you're not going to be losing rank during the time that we're changing price.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. That is real interesting. I wouldn't have thought that would have affected it. Wow. So there's a lot of things to consider, when dealing with managing that Amazon, account and the pricing and making sure that the brand integrity is still there.
Yeah, because like a lot of people think, and when they think about this with the human brain, they say, oh, just increase price. That's how you maximize profit.
Yeah.
But sometimes actually that's counterintuitive. Sometimes it's actually the lower the price spurs more demand, more velocity, more units sold.
Okay.
Which if you have more demand, that means at a lower price, you're offsetting that lower price where you're creating more absolute dollars. And if Amazon's rewarding with a better ranking position on top of it, and giving the better placements, right? You're not renting that ad position anymore. So we figure out what is the right idea, dynamically changing pricing to maximize the profit outcome that we want to achieve with the brand that we're working with.
Okay. And since you're dealing with the brand itself, do you run into problems with, I guess you would say, discount shoppers? A lot of people go to Amazon because of the discount, the pricing, price savings. Since you're dealing with the authorized brand, do you run into that a lot or not?
Most of the brands that we work with don't have channel conflict, so they're not selling in Sephora or Target, where essentially a lot of these external retailers can actually control the price that's on Amazon. So we work with sellers who have built a brand, they're on Amazon, maybe they have their own organically owned site, but they don't have massive channel conflict across their business where they can't actually adjust their pricing and they tie to other, then they're a slave to like other price points that have been set.
Okay. Well, that's neat. So if let's say a brand wants to get involved, they want to learn more about AI. This is a new frontier for everyone. What would you recommend the best way of, I guess you would say, contacting companies such as yours? What's the best questions to have, versus, hey, I just want to sell on Amazon. Can you help me? What's the best course of taking a next step in having a company such as yours help a brand, increase their profitability when it comes to Amazon?
Yeah, so I think the first step always is, first of all, creating consciousness around pricing. And not a lot of people are talking about having a pricing discipline and taking that pricing discipline and actually integrating it in all your conversations, because it's multidisciplinary. It's touching every part of the organization, pricing, finance, marketing, advertising, all of it. And so having a holistic approach around pricing is very, very, very important. So I think that's really a good step, to have a centralized cadence around pricing. The next step is like, okay, if we realize that pricing is important and we don't really know what our optimal price is, let's start finding a company. And there is no company out there like Profasee, but sure, let's just assume that there is. You want to talk to pricing companies like Profasee, and you want to start asking specific questions. What are the data points that are being pulled into the model? Do you incorporate competitors into the model? What does your data science team look like? Is the AI supervised in a point where there's going to be no interruptions to the integrity of my product detail page on Amazon? So there's all these questions that are happening that can manifest, and you need to make sure that the company that you're working with has a good answer for all these things, which we do. And then if you're interested in Profasee directly, right, you can always reach out to me. My personal email is chad@profasee.com. That's PROFASEE.com. You can email me if you have questions, comments, concerns, you want to just talk shop. I'm always here to support the community.
Okay, great. Well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing a little bit of this insight with me and my listeners. Anyone that's looking at growing on Amazon, and don't want to get into all the weeds of trying to spend years of figuring it out. And we're not talking about, I guess you would say, the novice. We're talking about brands out there that are established brands. You basically own your brand space. Feel free to reach out to Chad. The door is open. We won't take it back to the old Southern Baptist church. The doors of the church are open, but it's available for you. And you can learn more about how you can actually gain more profits, even if you don't have to increase your price. You can actually gain profits by being more strategic, more intentional, and more informed. So Chad, thanks so much for taking the time to share with me and my community. I know that you said you had a hard stop, so I wanted to make sure that we could stop. I kept looking down at the clock. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Great. Well, everyone, this has been another marketing strategy session. Hopefully everybody's learned as much as I have. And once again, if you're interested, Profasee is here to help you when it comes to your Amazon pricing, your Amazon optimization, and just overall profits when dealing with Amazon. Hope everyone has the best of success, and we'll talk to you on the next episode.
Beautiful.